We're both from the same city,
We're both from Plainfield. We known each other pretty much all our lives, like middle school. So we kind of connected. We were both weird.
As
Like,
you can see.
Different, unique. Everybody else was, yo, I got the Jordans. Yo, I got this sweatsuit. Yo, you see the 49ers play? Da-da-da. Me and him was like, yo, let's go to the woods, man. Let's go look for salamanders and fire belly newts and monitors. You know what I mean? And monitor lizards and skinks and southern toads and leopard frogs.
Monitor lizards.
Yeah. And then, remember the whole thing? We had a rivalry about who was going to get the first exotic animal. And although exotic animal trade is bad, and we're not promoting that at all. We're talking, small animals, flying squirrels. What was that marsupial?
Oh, sugar glider.
Sugar glider. We linked up in middle school. We used to play basketball, gym. Then started hanging out, and it was a whole crew of us. It used to be like, let's say me, you, Quan, David. It was a bunch of us that just thought differently and just like. Which is wild. We used to chase crackheads too. That was another thing we used to do.
You guys know what crackheads are?
Drug addicts, fiends, and just stupid kid stuff. But we started rapping.
Middle school.
Yeah, like middle school, getting into high school. First off, when I first started rapping, my name was Inferno.
Such a horrible name. My name was Nemesis. Yeah, so cliche.
And like, we just rapped about effing people's mothers and skeeting on, like, door handles. We've been rapping, we've been performing, but separately. And we've gone through our transformations over time. Like, the lyrics became more authentic. You said, I was a virgin talking about nutting on somebody's forehead. I never experienced that sensation at the time, Not saying I experienced it now, but I definitely didn't then. We're all about traveling, you know what I'm saying? And in 2009 you came with the idea. No. Yeah, you talked about it, but we were gonna call it the Crescent. Remember that? We were gonna have a 7-man group and like have people all throughout like the African diaspora that speak different languages. So like we could tour like this. You know what I mean? Like if you have your Portuguese, your French, your English, and your Spanish, you go to all these countries that were colonized. Because that's the main language that connects everybody, We're ignorant. Americans, in the United States, we're ignorant. We don't learn about other parts of the country in our history class unless you're the type to, like, you're intrinsically motivated and you want to do, otherwise it's like, now for Germany, Adolf Hitler. That's all we learn.
All we learn about.
That's all we learn about Germany. I don't know anything other than about the Third Reich. That's it. Like, we don't learn about Mexico. We don't learn about Brazil. We don't learn about any other parts of the world, really. We don't learn about Greece. We might get a little bit of Caribbean. Yeah, England.
Definitely England.
If we learn about the Caribbean, it's about like Napoleon. You know what I mean? And nothing. I never read anything about the Antilles. I had one teacher, Mr. Plummer, that actually.
And he's still there, I think.
Yeah, he actually brought in. He's like, now let's zoom out a little bit. We're here. Let's, and taught us about different parts of the world. But most teachers, it's the curriculum too. You can want to, put your own stuff in, but the curriculum here is so tight and bullshit. Like Columbus discovered America, it's still being
they still
being
teach
taught as, like this whole area. There's a tribe here called the Watchung and the Lenni Lenape, and I've never met any. And I learned about them though in elementary school. We took a bus trip over there. Yeah. So I actually, I can't say my entire.
So the tribe is also.
They're not here anymore.
Reservation, and they're gone. It's just like woods.
Yeah.
It's just woods.
Their reservation's still there.
Yeah. But
I mean,
like,
they're not.
I'm saying high school, middle school, like when you start really digging up stuff. You know what I'm saying? You don't get into the nitty gritty of anything other than United States. Yeah. Like we're all educated about whatever United States is doing, but it's very self-centered, man. And this is why, like, what we're trying to represent, not even trying to, who we are as people and what we represent, it goes against all that some mainstream hip hop and bullshit that's out right now. Because like, you know, Tupac Shakur, he had the code of thug life, you know, and we used to pass these out in Jersey City. I did for 7 years. Did the food and clothing drive out there, and we pass out Miranda rights on one side with thug life code on the opposite side. And it was like about, I want to say 26 or 21, just street rules. Like, yo, no selling to pregnant mothers. You're killing a child, man. Drugs sell themselves. No carjackings. No drive-bys. If you have an issue with somebody, you sell it with that person. But you don't, like, on the West End, you talking about a project?
The one that they closed down.
It just goes now. You know, a kid that was in his class at the youth center, he was 5 years old, got shot in the mouth, went through the back of his neck. It wasn't intended for him. It was people driving by shooting.
Stupid.
You know? You'll never have a normal life and shit. So it was just all these codes, and like, you can't stop it. Like, that's the way they eat. Until you can replace that with something legitimate where they can, you know, make a living off of, have a living wage. It's just, you know, stop selling. Well, it's like, well, what else can I do? I did something when I was, you know, 15, and now that messed up your entire record and shit. You can't get a job because all the jobs do background checks and say, oh, you were locked up before, so can't work here. And
I'm good.
I've been to court where guys is like, they're back in there, like, what happened? It's like, yo, I couldn't find a job. Straight up, like, that's what they're saying. Unemployment's crazy. But well, what Tupac was doing with the Thug Life Code was trying to have some order so the gangs aren't terrorizing the neighborhoods. You know what I mean? And if, like, they're generating all this income, they could start to improve it. So he's working with them. And when he got the Thug Life Code ratified by the OG Bloods and Crips, they had a truce picnic where they tied flags and they ended their beef. It lasted 3 days. You know the FBI was on Pac, right? Previous to that, he had shot two officers in Atlanta, plainclothes, and he got off. And his lawyer was Johnny Cochran, right? Who's dead now. He was an activist, you know what I'm saying? So he was rapping stuff, but he was also living it. But they've been abusing their power. And I think, too, now because of social media, now it's, like, coming out. Yeah. Because before it was like, yo, the cops just roughed me up. And they say, no, I didn't. He resisted arrest. It's like, how many times is it not videotaped?
And that's why that stuff is necessary, man. You get pulled over all the time. And, like, shit, just, like, always call somebody and just keep it on a speaker. But that's not going to save your life. It's just going to, they can hear everything that's happening, you know what I mean? We're, you know, thinking about different inventions to help with that. I think now than ever, it's time, that invention is needed.
Police brutality.
Yeah. It's necessary.
Just gotta figure out how to do it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But have the thing, have the cards too. Police, have bumper stickers. This card
is equipped.
Is equipped with police, and it's your security system for police brutality. So if they approach you, they know, oh, this car's equipped with police. So they know they're being surveilled. Yeah. And then this is going to a cloud. Another, you know, they can pull out the camera, but guess what? It's been recorded. Yeah. And those files are secure. And they don't have access to them. Because, you know, they say, oh, well, we have access to, or court orders. No, these are, like, sacred. And to find a way to get them protected, you know what I'm saying? Beyond some, you know, just knowing the law. And that could at least help expose after the fact. But you're on your own out there. You know, like, anything can happen. It's nuts because you know it can go, like, you ran a red light, here's a ticket, to, get out, get your fucking hands. You think I'm fucking playing with you? No. It's like, you can see them, they're scared and they are complying. They're like,